Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on building automation report. As you can refer over here, we do have a folder named account receivables or AR, and we have account receivable on the respective months from January up to April. So let us open this file and let us see the details. So as you can see over here, as when I open the file, we do have the invoice number, we do have the customer name, we do have the invoice date, due date, invoice amount, payment date, and payment amount. Okay, so this is regarding the account receivable data for a company where they have the invoices, the payment, and also the outstanding balance as well. And of course, they also have the SLA, whether the agreement is met or not. So now this is the details. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an automation chart, automation report, whereby I can combine all this data and turn into an exciting visualization. So let's get started. So since we do have data from January up to April, so what I'm going to do is I want to consolidate all this data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to data. I want to go to get data and from file. Since I go from file, I go to folder. Why I choose from folder? Because all our files are actually located in the folder. So I'm going to select from folder. So once I select from folder, you will notice that a box will appear. So in this particular box, I'm going to choose desktop. I want to choose AR. So this is the folder that I want to choose, and I press open. So once I press open, it will take some time to load, and then you will notice another big box will appear. So in this particular big box, I'm going to choose combine and transform data. So once I click combine transform data, they will ask me which tab or which sheet that I want to choose. So basically in combining the files, they will ask me which tab I want to choose. So this is I'm going to select all by one manually. So I selected for April, and then I do for February, and then I do for January, and then I do for March. Okay, so basically I have select all the tabs one by one, and then I'm going to press OK. So once I press OK, you will notice that we will be navigated to Power Query Editor. As you can refer over here, we have gone to the Power Query Editor. So now what's the Power Query Editor? What we will see is we'll see all this data. So I just want to right click and remove this, so we don't want the source name, and I want to sort the invoice date in an ascending order so that it appears from January up to April. And then what we have is we also have the SLA limit as well. So what I'm going to do next is I just want to press close and load, and close and load to, and I want to load to actually a pivot table report. Okay, so now this is a pivot table report will be here, and then what I'm going to do is I just want to put the invoice date at the row. Okay, so the invoice date at the row. So in this context, what I'm going to do is I just want to sort from newest to oldest. Okay, and then I'll just create a new sheet. In this new sheet, what I'm going to do is I want to create a dashboard, a visualization. So Control G to TE3, and then Control Shift Home. So now this is one. Let me extend this first, and I'll press Merge and Center. Okay, so this is the title. So what I'm going to do is I just want to put here equal A2. Select this, and I'm going to put here equal apostrophe account receivables as of, and then and I just link it to here. Okay, so now we have account receivable as of April 2023. So I'm going to make it middle. I want to make it as a big size, maybe 37. So now we have this big size. I change the color to blue, and I put here white font, and there you go. So now this is the title. And the next step what I'm going to do is I would just want to create another pivot table. Okay, so this pivot table, I just want to sort the date in an ascending order. Okay, oldest to the newest, and I want to include the invoice amount and the payment amount. As you can see here, we have the invoice and payment. So I want to show to my manager, okay, in a proper format. So I'm just going to go to format cells, and I'm going to choose to accounting. Okay, so I'll just put these format cells again, maybe remove the symbols and put no. Okay, so now we have this invoice and payment. What's the next step that I want to do is I want to go to pivot table analyze, fill item, calculate fill. So I want to create a new field. I want to put this as outstanding amount in GBP. And then what I'm going to do next is over here, I'm going to remove invoice, the invoice amount minus payment amount. So this is the thing, and I press add, I press OK. So meaning to say, I'll untick the invoice amount, I'll untick the payment amount. So now we have the outstanding amount. And then I also want to create another pivot table. Okay, so this pivot table, what I'm going to do is, I have the outstanding amount, and I just want to put the SLA limit. So I'll just untick the outstanding amount and put the SLA limit at the column so that we have no and yes, and the customer name I put at the values. So they will count how many customer. Okay, and this is the data, and also I'll do one more time. Copy this and paste it over here. So this time, instead of, okay, maybe I'll just remove the SL limit, customer name, remove the invoice date, remove the month, and this time I just want to put the customer name at the rows, and I want to put the outstanding amount at the values. And what I'm going to do is I just want to choose top 5. Okay, top 5 outstanding receivables. So I'll just remove this 5. Okay, so now we have the top 5, and I want to sort from the largest to smallest. Okay, so this is the data, and I want to remove this, so I just remove the field header, so we don't have the header. And this one I'll just remove. Okay, so grand total, yeah, this is the total. And then what I'm going to do is I want to go to design, and I want to choose to a different color, maybe something like this. Okay, so we do have the outstanding amount, then we make it center. Okay, there you go. So now we have created 4 different pivot table. One for the title. This one I want to create a pivot chart. So I go to pivot table, pivot chart, and I press OK. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this and paste it over here. So now this is the data. Okay, so just let me put here, and then I'm going to insert this, remove legend, remove grid line, and I want to put data label. And then I will right click, hide all field button. So now this is how it looks. And then the chart title, I'll just put account receivables period. Okay, from January to April. So I'll just put it over here, and then I'll go back. So this thing, pivot table analyze, pivot chart, I want to choose a bar chart. Okay, so now it appears from April. I just want to put it in the ascending order. Right click, format axis, and categories in reverse order. Okay, and then I'll just click this, data label, remove grid line, remove legend, and remove the axis. Maybe I'll just click this, delete, and then right click, hide all field, and then maybe I'll put the chart title. So this one I'll cut, and I'll paste it over here. Okay, so let me go to the right, close this, close this. So I'm going to put it over here. Okay, maybe I'll just put the legends as well so that we know what is yes and no. Okay, so I'll just put this as maybe SLA mat data. Okay, so maybe you can actually improvise the grammar. So I'm going to put this. I want to choose the design, and maybe I choose a different design, something like this. Okay, maybe I'll just remove this x-axis. So now we do have this data. Next, what I'm going to do is, since we do have the top 5 outstanding receivables, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all. I select the camera. So I select the camera, and then I go to sheet 2. I just draw a small one. So now we have these details. So now this is how we look. So we have account receivable as of April 2023. We have the data from January to April, SLA limit from January to April, and also the top 5 outstanding receivables who haven't paid to us. So now what I'm going to do is I want to create an automation. So I'll just go to developer, and I go to Visual Basic. So you can actually try alternate F11 to open the window. So I'm going to go to insert module. So I'm going to write here SUB update open bracket, close bracket, and then I want to put dim, and then I put your ABC as, I'll just put the pivot table, okay, and then set ABC sheets, okay. So now what I need to know is what is the sheet name. So our sheet name is AR, and our pivot table name is pivot table 1. So let me copy this. Okay, so this is the sheet name is AR, and then I put pivot tables, and then open bracket, open apostrophe. Yep. So now what I'm going to do next is I just want to write ABC refresh table. So now when I click this, so it's load, it works. So what I'm going to do next is I want to go to the sheet 2. Okay, I just want to rename this, okay, and I want to just alternate HOR, rename this as the dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to go here, insert, illustration, shape, and shape. So this particular shape over here, I want to write refresh. Okay, so let me make bigger, make it at the center, and I'll choose a different shape, maybe a darker, dark blue, bold, and no outline. Okay, and I'm just going to press right click, go to assign macro, and I want to click on update. So whenever I press the update, it will automatically update. But now what I'm going to do is I want to create a new file. So what is now, if you notice, we have as of April. So now what I'm going to do is in this particular folder, I want to copy this. Just say we do have a new file which is for the month of May. So let me change this for the month of May. So I open this. So open this May, and then what I'm going to do is, okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this to 1st May, and then I'm going to put the amount, just say 1000. Okay, so this one I change, this one maybe I change to 6/15 June. So I change this, and this also I change. So now I have changed the invoice date, due date, invoice amount. So maybe I can change the payment amount as well. So maybe I'll just put this as 19 May, and there you go. So now if you notice, I've created a new file for May, and just say we have a May data. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press save, and I want to close this file. And then once I click refresh, you will notice now we have a new updated version. We have the May account receivable as of May, and we have the SLA made data for May, and you'll notice all this has changed accordingly. So basically this is what automation report is. You can automate your data by just few clicks. So if let's say next month you have a new file, you just save your file in the folder, and then once you click refresh, it will be automated again.